shock in the world of sport as 3 times Grand Slam winner and world's #1 Ash Barty announces on social media that she is retiring to chase other dreams. Well, let's bring in sports journalist Michael Kern for more on this. So, Michael, Ash Barty, literally OMG. Why has she taken this decision?
Yeah, no, massively. I think that's the kind of words that everyone's using on social media this morning. As you've said, she wants to focus on other dreams. 25 years old, and she's achieved so much in the sport. You mentioned world #1. She's been world #1 since June 2019. So she's been the top of the sport for an incredible time. She's won those 3 Grand Slams. Of course, just a few weeks ago, we were celebrating the fact that she'd won the Australian Open on home soil. She's the current Wimbledon champion. So complete shock. Of course, we've seen other athletes in the past retire at the top of their game. Nico Rosberg, of course, stepping away from Formula One. But I think this has certainly come out of the blue because she does dominate the women's game so much. So, yeah, a real shock and surprise and lots of support on social media. Serena Williams saying absolute legend. The WTA saying what a great ambassador she has been. And I'm sure she'll continue to be for the world of tennis.
Exactly, Michael, and she was probably set to, dominate women's tennis just like Serena did for many years. So there's absolutely so much shock surrounding this retirement. So let's talk about her hardcore fans then, the Barty Party. How are they reacting?
Yeah, the same. I think a little bit of shock, a little bit of dismay. As we know, her fans are incredible, and I think I think she really appreciates that support that she gets from her fans, and I'm sure they'll follow her on whatever the next step is for her. Of course, following her dreams. Of course, she's engaged to be married to Gary Kissick, the golf player, and I know she's got that coming up this year. Weddings planned for later on this year, so I'm sure her fans are going to stick with her. But I think at the moment it's a bit of just a shock, really, and everyone's taking it in.
Definitely is. Her retirement, it's not just a loss for tennis, for women's tennis, for sport. This was a proud Indigenous athlete. She did so much for diversity, especially in tennis.
No, 100%. She was very proud of her Indigenous roots, and and I think that was amazing to see in tennis. That she really shone a light on that. She didn't step away from it. She didn't try and hide it. She really was like, look, this is who I am. I'm proud of this, and that's great to see in sport because we need to see that in sport. And I say, as much as it's a shock that she's stepping away from the game, I definitely don't think this is the last we're going to hear of Ash Barty. I think she's still going to be a prominent figure. I think she's going to continue to be an ambassador for sport, and that voice is going to remain strong for the whole inclusion and diversity. And making sure that voices are heard from right across the spectrum.
We definitely do hope so. And then, Michael, just lastly, with Ash Barty relinquishing her crown, who could potentially move into her spot?
Wow, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you look at the top 10 currently in the women's game, it changes round so frequently. We've seen it over the years, that for a women's player after the Serena Williams era to hold that #1 title for such a long time, it hasn't really happened. We've seen different women's players winning different competitions. There hasn't been someone that's really dominated. So I guess it's the gauntlet's been laid, I guess, to all those players in the top 10 to say, OK, it's my turn now.